Well, good afternoon, and it's time for our History at 3 here at the Webb Dean Stevens Museum. We're at the Silas Deane House, and we're going to be joined by our curator, Rich Malley, and he's going to show us one of our favorite clocks.
Tall case clocks like these were really a symbol of wealth in the 18th century in the colonies. This particular example is made by a Connecticut clockmaker by the name of Daniel Burnap. And Burnap worked in a number of towns, including East Windsor, Andover, and Coventry, beginning in the 1770s and working into the early 19th century. The interesting thing about Burnap himself is that he went on to train other clockmakers, including Eli Terry, who goes on to almost revolutionize clockmaking and the sense of time. Tall case clocks like this were actually the product of two distinct trades. The clockmaker himself, in this case Burnap, who would make the works, get the dial ready, make sure that mechanically it's working, but also a cabinet maker or joiner who would build the case. So there are two different people. Typically, we only know who made the clock because oftentimes their name is engraved as it is here on the dial. And the identity of the cabinet maker remains unknown. Clocks require a pendulum to keep the works operating, and the power is provided by heavy weights which slowly descend over a period of time and need to get rewound periodically, either every 3 days or typically every 7 or 8 days. And but again, an example of a clock like this is really remarkable in terms of what it signified in terms of the wealth and the social standing even of the owners.
Well, thank you so much, Rich. What a great clock. You can see we've taken the bonnet off to do this closing because I know that some of you out there are fascinated by the inner workings of clocks. So we'll see if we can see in some detail. It's a really magnificent clock. If my friend Harry Hepburn is out there and watching, I think you'd be envious to have this clock. But in the meantime, we can't wait to have you back in person to view objects like this. And of course, we can't wait to see you on time tomorrow for History at 3. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you soon.